Arsenal have finally won the Premier League as Mikel Arteta did it against Pep Guardiola. But now I want to know if this Arsenal team could survive against the start of Pep's dynasty. So today I'm sending current day Arsenal back 10 years to the day where Pep Guardiola first started at Man City. And Arteta and Pep will be racing to see who wins 4 Prem titles first. So this is the Arsenal side that have just won the Premier League, but we've gone back in time. As you can see, Saka is 14 years old, best center back in the world Gabriel is 18, and someone like Max Dauman is 8 years old. But they have been put back in the 16-17 season with the likes of Hull, Leicester, and Man City with that sexy badge. And speaking of Man City, this is the first club that Pep Guardiola went ahead and had at his tenure, where he made signings such as a young John Stones, a young Gabriel Jesus, who has 91 potential, and a young Leroy Sané. And speaking of transfers, throughout this entire video, Guardiola will slowly get the signings he made in real life season by season, while Arteta in this reality will get to make 1 signing per season. Of course, Mikel and Pep are racing to 4 Premier League titles. Every time Arteta wins a Premier League title, he gets to get an extra signing per season. But every time Pep wins one, he gets to steal a player from Arteta's Arsenal side. This is going to be crazy. Like I mentioned, Pep has made the signings of John Stones, Leroy Sané, Gabriel Jesus, Ilkay Gundogan, Claudio Bravo, Nolito, spending a total of 203.6 million. This is what Arteta has to compete with, as this will be the Man City lineup for season number 1, and they also have a young Philip Foden. Let's see how he turns out in this reality. But don't worry, no defensive football. Arteta has changed to a 4-3-3 attack, as this is probably his best starting 11. And like I mentioned, he can only make 1 signing, and he will have 156 million to spend. And I think the 1 signing for Arteta, Calafiori, does look weak, but he's gonna go for that perfect inside forward left winger. And Arteta could get ahead of the curve by going for someone like Kylian Mbappe or Ousmane Dembele, who are both under 20 years old. But instead, for 92 million, Arteta has brought back a prime Alexis Sanchez. Normally in this mod, he'd already be here, but we removed him. Arteta has brought him back, but don't worry, he just won't be bringing back the former Arsenal players, because we're in FIFA 17 and maybe one day he could bring a prime Cristiano or a prime Neymar Jr. If you want this FIFA 17 mod, check out Shadow Boy in the link down below. So that is Arteta's only signing in this team. Let's see if he can win this first Premier League title. Get that extra signing next season. What a start! 38 goals from an 18-year-old Gyökeres, 29 and 12 for Alexis Sanchez, 19 and 8 from a 15-year-old Saka. Great stats all around. And the growth in this squad is pretty good. Sanchez at a 91. Bukayo Saka at a 90, which is his FC 26 potential, while a lot of the squad has maintained their overall so far. Don't you worry, the likes of Dalman, Nwaneri, and Skelly are going to be out on loan until they're good enough for the starting 11. But Aguero has outdone Gyökeres with 33 goals, 25 and 12 for a prime KDB, 17 goals for old Yaya Toure, while someone like Raheem Sterling might end up being a flop here. But Guardiola's side is growing quite nicely and overall here. But no, Arsenal do not win the league. They actually tied in points with City. So neither Arteta or Guardiola win the Premier League. Nobody gets an advantage over the other. But Arteta did win the FA Cup, and Arsenal have won the Champions League. And wait, this is very important, because at any moment, if Guardiola or Arteta win the treble, it's all over. They are crowned the winner. But to kick off season number 2, this is when Guardiola brought in Aymeric Laporte, Benjamin Mendy, Kyle Walker, Bernardo Silva, Ederson, and Danilo from Real Madrid. And that was for a total of 295 million. And with other new sizes in the 17-18 season, Pep played the 4-3-3 holding with this exact lineup. And this was the first time Pep won the Premier League with 100 points. Let's see if he wins it this time. So now looking at Arteta's squad, they just won the Champions League, but not the Prem. He can easily improve that left back spot, or maybe have a goal scoring midfielder, since Rice and Odegaard don't get many goals. Who is he gonna decide on here? And well, the best goal scoring midfielder is Paul Pogba, but I want to be sort of realistic, so I'm not gonna go for him. There is also Dele Alli. Convincing him to come out of Tottenham, that would anger a lot of people. So it's between Raja Nainggolan, 86 at the time, or Claudio Marchisio, who may be 31. But hey, his experience can lead Arsenal to that Prem win. And it's very important that Arteta wins a Prem this year. So Arteta decided to go for Claudio Marchisio for 60 million. This guy can shoot a long shot and score plenty of goals. However, I did mention Arteta needs to win the Prem this year. And as Marchisio joins the lineup, Arteta now has pressure. Every year he doesn't win the Premier League, one of his starting 11 players will go to a random top 6 side, not including Man City, for free. So hopefully this team is good enough to win the first Premier League title over Man City's head. And what a season for Gyökeres! 41 goals. He's really shining in the past right now. 35 and 11 for Bukayo Saka, 33 and 17 for Sanchez, and 18 and 16 for Odegaard. And this squad is incredible. 93, 91, 91, 91. Yo, dynamic potential is broken in this game, but that's exactly why if Arteta fails to win the Prem, these players just have to leave to keep the division strong. Oh, but these numbers don't look good for City. 24 for Aguero, 22 for Leroy Sané, 16 and 12 for Raheem Sterling, 13 and 5 for KDB. Hey, but the overalls look pretty nuts here as well. 93 Aguero, 93 KDB, 91 David Silva, and the back line looks pretty solid to me. And yes, Arsenal have won the Premier League on goal difference. Oh my days. So the first trophy goes to Arteta, but Arsenal get an extra signing in the new season. Pep low-key has to step it up. So in season 3, Arteta gets 2 signings. But how does he even improve this team? Well, definitely that left back spot. And low-key, maybe even a backup for Gyökeres, as Havertz and Jesus are very low rated here. And Arteta has decided on a prime 27-year-old Alexandro from Juventus and a 25-year-old Alvaro Morata, who is still at Real Madrid. So for 70 million, there joins Alexandro. And for 30 million plus Gabriel Jesus, Morata joins the Gunners. So this is the brand new starting 11 with Morata waiting to score some goals for Gyökeres. Yo, low-key, Arteta can start building a dynasty here. Pep Guardiola needs a response. And Pep's response to Arteta's first league title is one signing, Riyad Mahrez, 70 million. I love Riyad Mahrez, but Pep Guardiola stands zero chance, man. Zero. So this is the City side for this season. Let's see what Pep has in his locker here. And 52 goals for the best striker in world football. 33 and 13 for Bukayo Saka, 24 and 11 for Sanchez, 12 and 13 for Odegaard. And this team is looking absolutely unstoppable. Alexis Sanchez is at a 94, Saka 93. Oh, the league title has to be theirs, man. 39 goals for Aguero, 28 and 8 for Leroy Sané, 18 and 10 for Raheem, and 15 and 14 for KDB. They also have a 94 overall, and Sergio Aguero, 90 Sterling, 90 Sané. Fernandinho is really lacking behind. When are they signing Rodri? 90 Otamendi, 88 Laporte. This squad is incredible. And somehow Guardiola wins the league by 2 points. Arsenal have a super team, man. But Arsenal do win the FA Cup. And no, City win the Champions League, which means Pep gains his first Prem title. Now Arsenal will lose 1 player to City and another starting player to a random top 6 club. And the first one that leaves is Gyökeres to Liverpool. The best striker so far in the game, man. And the player Guardiola has stolen is a 91 overall Declan Rice. Oh, boys, this is not good. And Declan Rice joins City's lineup. This is without their 1920 signings that are coming in just a bit. Because those signings are Rodri from Atletico, Joao Cancelo from Juventus, Angelino from PSV, which is only around 145 mil to be fair. And in the 1920 season, Guardiola played a 4-1-4-1 at times, but instead of Rodri, it's going to be Declan Rice. So now Arteta is left with Zubamendi in the midfield and Kai Havertz up top, same overall as Morata. However, Arteta has decided to play Skelly in midfield. He is now at an 87 overall. Amazing from him. But with his one signing, he needs to sign a brand new number 9. And do you know how to replace one of the best strikers in the world with an actual best striker in the world at the time, Robert Lewandowski? So for 145 million, Robert Lewandowski, who in this season, I believe had that Ballon d'Or season that was cancelled. Let's see if he can win the Premier League with Arsenal. So this is Arteta's brand new side. He needs to get back ahead against Guardiola. And Bukayo Saka has taken the responsibility, 35 goals and 13 assists, 30 goals for Lewandowski. What a great replacement. 23 and 15 for Alexis, 13 and 10 for Mikel Merino out of nowhere. 95 rated Alexis Sanchez, 94 rated Saka, Lewandowski 92. Saliba and Gabriel are absolutely incredible. Hey, when you don't get rid of players, you can build a super team here. But Aguero fights back with 39 goals, 29 and 21 for Raheem Sterling, 24 and 15 for KDB, 13 and 4 for Bernardo Silva. Someone like Riyad Mahrez isn't scoring too much. 95 rated Aguero. David Silva's already going down for Pep. 91 for Raheem Sterling. Declan Rice, the man who was robbed, 92. Yo, how is Claudio Bravo at 37 and 88 overall? And let's go, Arteta wins a second Premier League title by a huge margin there. But the FA Cup was won by Watford as Man City won the UCL. Damn, still no trouble for nobody. But Arteta gets 2 signings next season and now takes the lead. Man City are not done as for 140 million. They brought in Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake, and Ferran Torres to their side as Pep Guardiola has changed to a 4-3-3 holding and Ederson has finally got into the starting 11. He hasn't played a single minute since they signed him a couple seasons ago. And of course, Ruben Diaz isn't world class just yet. And just keep in mind, this was the season Otamendi left for Benfica, but Leroy Sané left for Bayern. If you've noticed in the background, City have also been getting rid of players that left in real life. And now Arteta, spoiled for choice, he gets to make 2 signings. I think first they need a brand new center midfielder Marquisio's getting old, and a backup center back as other than Hincapié, the drop to Mosquera is extremely low. And realism has been thrown out the window as Arteta has brought in Paul Pogba. When you win 2 Prem titles, no way they can't convince Pogba to join the side. And for this center back position, Arteta's gonna go for Matthijs de Ligt. Yes, I know he's 79 overall, but as he signs him for 50 million, de Ligt has 87 potential because at the start of career mode, he was 16 years old. So surely he's the future of this club. Pogba in the lineup, I could see Arteta getting his 3rd and only missing 1 Prem title to stop City's past dominance. Wow, Saka, 40 goals, 12 assists, 39 for Robert Lewandowski, 25 for Alexis Sanchez. Mikel Merino outscored Paul Pogba. What is this reality? Bukayo Saka now 95, Lewandowski 93, Odegaard 94, 90 Pogba. Nah, this team is unstoppable, man. But dang, Aguero 44 goals. This guy won't let up. 26 and 13 for Sterling, 17 and 21 for KDB. The front 3 literally carried in terms of goals. What is going on? Oh my god, 97 rated De Bruyne. There has never been a player this good in FIFA. The entire squad, but Cancelo and Stones are at a 90 overall. No way Arteta lost to Pep. And no, Man City win the league by 2 points. Arsenal scored more goals. City still take it home. No FA Cup for Man City means no treble. But Arsenal won a UCL. That could have been the treble. If only things went a little bit differently. Guardiola equalizes the game as he will now take an Arsenal player, but so will a random top 6 side. And Alexis Sanchez has been stolen by Man United. The league has gotten so much stronger. And Man City have decided to steal Martin Odegaard, 94 overall. 2 huge losses for Arteta here. However, there's a huge shift as this was the year Aguero left to Barcelona. Replaced him with 170 million Jack Grealish. And for around 20 million Julian Alvarez. And with this being the brand new lineup for Pep, Arteta has a chance to not only win the next Prem title, but maybe end it by winning the treble. That leaves an 86 rated Martinelli on the left, an 86 rated Max Dauman, which I think Arteta is going to be starting the 11-year-old Dauman, but he needs to replace that left wing for sure. Now, Arteta would love to sign Neymar, but no amount of trophies will convince Neymar to leave Barca, and Ronaldo is washed in this reality. So instead, for 150 million, he is signing an 89 overall Kylian Mbappe, who is still at Monaco. Now, if Mbappe was at Madrid or a bigger club than Arsenal, Arteta wouldn't have been able to convince him, but he was at Monaco, man. So there is Kylian Mbappe joining the side. Let's see if Arteta can take advantage, as City's number 9 position is looking weak. And this time it's Lewandowski with 47 goals, but Bukayo gets 29, 27. Max Dauman 26 and 20 in his first year. And Mbappe 24 and 11. Wow, man, look at this team. Mbappe 93, Lewandowski 93, Dauman 88, Pogba 91, Skelly 90, David Raya 97. No way they didn't win the Prem this year. But yo, Gabriel Jesus has a good season, 35 and 7. Raheem Sterling 26 and 10. Brahim Diaz still at the club, 17 and 4, 12 and 11 for De Bruyne. But I don't know, is this team good enough to take the title off that super Arsenal team that Arteta has built? But no, Arsenal win a 3rd Premier League title. Arteta takes the lead again with Man City's worst ever season. However, Erling Haaland should be coming next season as long as Arteta didn't win the treble. But it's an FA Cup win for Arteta, and he has done it. He's won the Champions League. Currently, Arsenal has stopped Pep's dominance. And if you guys enjoyed this video, click on this video right here. I know you're gonna love it.